Okay folks, let's talk about the Tudor Black Bay 58. It's time to peel back the layers on that $4,700 price tag, especially when we got microbrands out there that are serving up matching specs for half the price or less. Over the years, Tudor has been able to ride pretty high on legacy hype, but the smart money's on spotting the over-evaluation early. So today, we're going to be dissecting the full picture, because in 2026's uncertain market, no one has time for an inflated prestige without the substance. It's perched on some shaky ground right now, and we're going to lay bare how brand legacies are just inflating the bubble. Hey everybody, welcome into 2026. Sorry we didn't give you guys any kind of video last week, but you know, it's the holiday season. That's time to spend with family. Hope you guys got to spend it with yours and you had a great holiday season. So Tudor's got the in-house MT5402 movement, and it flaunts that COSC certification, but that is going to chain you to a system that kills your options. Tudor's been dumping tons of cash into prestige and ads and not really improving on their core guts. Sure, the MT5402 70-hour power reserve lets it shrug off weekends without a hitch, but that accuracy and lifespan hinge on regulation, and this is where the off-the-shelf movements shine thanks to the repair options that you can get just about anywhere. Microbrands ride on these proven engines, skipping the in-house caliber long-haul drags like scarce parts and jacked up labor fees. Now, if you zoom out to the long-term ownership perspective level, Tudor tune-ups every 5 to 10 years at $600 to $1,200 a pop, they're going to rack up thousands over the next couple of decades, plus wait lists and shipping pains. So the 58 stretches 47.75 millimeters lug-to-lug on a 39mm case. Now that centers just fine, but it flirts with the borders on 6 to 7 inch wrists. Some might dub this the compact diver Goldilocks zone with the 11.9mm thickness and a 20 to 16mm bracelet taper dialing down the bulk. But on slimmer wrists, it demands a little give during twists, and the overhang is just enough to remind you it's not custom fitted. Tudor's blueprint sets the bar, but microbrands are setting it just a little bit higher, shrinking bulk into fits that sync with life, proving that you actually don't need a big name for an everyday win. The Black Bay 58 rocks uniform bushing on the case and bracelet. It's a practical sheen from that big scale production. Tudor's execution has solid basics and they hold steady, but they're missing that innovative spark that actually gets heads turning. Another concern I have is that aluminum bezel insert. It's gonna dull over time from scuffs and sun, but the Tudor's Lume Pearl at 12 o'clock nails it for the quick glances. But overall, these things pale against the rival's blanket glows. They're just persistent and impossible to ignore. All right, enough of all that. Let's get into the first microbrand, which is going to be the Maen Hudson 38 Mark IV. Now the Hudson, it counters the Black Bay with a tuned Sellita SW200-1. It scores about plus or minus 7 seconds daily in tests. Any sharp watchmaker tackles upkeep for this at about $200 to $450, and that's going to unlock easy care with a wide network for you. The Sellita is solid in daily grinds. It often matches or edges near the MT5402's steadiness without its elite tacks. Now the spec to dollar tilt, it's going to really crush for the Maen Hudson on this, and it's going to save you about 80% the cost of a Black Bay while putting out solid specs on water seals, case finish, and the movement, often with smoother fix pass without the heartbreak of fees piling up on you. So the Hudson 38, it comes in with 46mm lug-to-lug on a 38mm width with a 12mm stack. Now, in my opinion, these are small wrist perfection, slipping into daily life just effortlessly. Now, the bracelet slims from 20mm to 16mm. Maen's trim makes it versatile, so it's going to fit wearing it at the desk or out on the trail. That 46mm lug-to-lug, it tucks in close and it makes it prime for sub 7 inches. Man, it's just great whenever a watch fits without having to force some sort of compromise out of it. The Mark IV, it flaunts satin on the case flanks, lug crowns, and bezel grips, and it has the polished edges to pop the contrast, blending the dull and shine. It gives it that raw power with just enough flashy highlights that gets it noticed. You got the bracelet weaving satin middles with glossy sides, capped by the micro adjustment clasp that secures it really, really nicely. The dial has got that sandblasted grit, and it's going to soak up the light, and that's going to actually hone in the legibility while giving it that tool watch look. Now, Maen, it coats Super-LumiNova on the Hudson's markers and its hands, and you're going to find that they hold their glow through extended PODs. The chapter ring in this frames the indecision intricacies in the vintage style while keeping the watch still looking modern. This watch nails reading in dust dives or dim rooms. I'm telling you, all these finishes pull you in for a closer look at the craftsmanship. You know, it just hits differently. These watches, they're built from real intent rather than just trying to churn out some volume. All right, let's move on from Maen. The next watch is the Squale 1545, specifically the reference number 1545 BKBKC.AC. Now Squale, they outfit the 1545 with the Sellita SW200-1, which, as we know, is a tank that is accurate. And you can get it fixed globally, again, allowing you to sidestep Tudor's insulated network. Now the Squale 1545, it sets 40 millimeters wide, 48 millimeters lug-to-lug, 12 millimeters high, and it wears tough but tidy for scenes. Its geometry spreads the load evenly across the watch. The solid female end links conform great after you have sized the bracelet, which is going to suit tiny wrists from beach to boardroom without any of the old jutting issues. Squale's end links now align properly post-fix, fixing the older issue of gaps that they had. Squale's curtain layer adds a nice new visual twist to the dial where it gets that great retro depth. Now the 1545, it hits you with a ceramic bezel insert so you get that sharp color and contrast indefinitely. The 120 click rotations is crisp in turns and it feels satisfying every time. Squale layers Super-LumiNova on the markers and hands with great performance versus the top dogs. Now this watch is a great all-arounder, even though it's not even at the top of its own lineup. Those upgraded bezels and looms, they crush the Black Bay levels in the brightness and stamina, with ceramic pushing utility into overdrive beyond the basic steel setups. You know, it's that kind of reliability that's going to build real trust when its customers when the lights go low, turning a simple check into something you can count on every time. And here we are. We've come to the final watch in this list. And this is going to come from a brand that I bet most people haven't heard of. It's the Magrette Moana Pacific Professional Titanium DESTRO. Now Magrette's DESTRO, it packs in a tweaked Sellita SW200-1B. Now this is set for 500 meters of water resistance and you get a helium escape valve with it. It's got grade 5 titanium to add that feather-like touch and the rust proofing effect. Now servicing for this watch, it's going to be like the Squale and Maen, and it's open to text everywhere. Magrette's DESTRO pre-drop price tag, it's going to keep that titanium craft price cheap for you. It's going to also come with that water resistance and HEV that suits real divers who need gear that performs without excuses. The Moana Pacific, it puts fixed lugs and a left-sided crown on the watch. Now these things, they're going to help reshape the balance when you got active wrists. These also boost security and comfort with the crown not digging into your wrist whenever you move, and the fixed lugs are going to clamp the strap rock solid onto you. The titanium frame, it's also going to ease the weight issue and it's going to cut down on wearer fatigue. All of these things, they're just real nice practical nods to a diver's needs. Now the case is bead blasted grade 5 titanium for strength, rust resistance, and strength to weight ratio, and this is gonna outclass steel any day. I think the matte finish suits what a tool watch needs because it cuts down on that glare during extended use. The black DLC coat boosts scrape proofing over steel in harsh seas, gripping firm with that shield and lasting where others are gonna falter. With Magrette's fixed lugs, it's gonna kill the wobble, amping the grip, and keeping the watch readable in ways that feel pro-ready. The Moana Pacific is taking it up a notch with the Swiss Super-LumiNova BGW9 fully applied on the ceramic bezel engravings, dial, and hands, giving it a nice blue light that cuts through the murk like a spotlight. Double Dome Sapphire boosts luminescence by funneling light without any kind of distortion. With the helium escape valve, this watch can do 500 meter saturation dives, and the BGW9 blue stays strong during prolonged immersion. All the pro traits come out on this one. They duck aluminum slow wear, the ceramic holds form, and the sapphire dome focuses the lume, making those deep dives feel secure and illuminated from every angle. And there you have it. Those are 3 solid watch dives that, in my humble opinion, are beating out the Black Bay 58 in their value proposition. Magrette's DESTRO claims Pro Tools via titanium grit, 500 meter water resistance, and HEV. Squale 1545 owns looks with ceramic bezels and curtain dials. Maen Hudson 38 destroys it with wear, compact span, and regulated cadence. Across the metrics, lug-to-lug, finish, loom, movements, they either tie or lap Black Bay 58 on worth, leaving prestige as Tudor's only premium claim. Drop the hype, lock in real worth. Which watch flips Tudor for you? Comment below. We'll flag the sharp picks to help you dodge the excess. Like and subscribe for more drops, and I'll see you next time. I was just curious though, what do you think of the new look? You digging the new look or no?
No.
Not used to seeing me all clean shaven or anything?
No.